Hi my craft friends, welcome back to Sweet Bay Lane. Just in case you're new here, my name's Tracy. In this video, we're going to be DIY crafting or hacking everyday snack items and turning them into delicious sweet treats to celebrate the upcoming holiday season. Whether you celebrate Christmas, Kwanzaa, or Hanukkah, these little sweet treats will be the perfect addition. So with that said, let's get to crafting. For DIY number 1, we're going to be using some Ritz crackers, some peanut butter, milk chocolate chips. We'll also need a cookie sheet, some parchment paper, and a microwave-safe bowl. We start by lining our cookie sheet and melting our chocolate. And to do that, I'm just going to put the chocolate into my microwave-safe bowl and microwave it in 15-second increments until it is smooth and melted. And once we have them laid out on our cookie sheet, we'll then put a dollop of peanut butter on each cracker. Then we'll top our dollop off with another Ritz cracker. Once we have all of our Ritz crackers done, we're going to dip them into our melted chocolate, making sure to give each one a good coat. I decided to do 8 for this demonstration because I want to use 2 types of toppings, that's a tongue twister, on top of my little cookies. I'm going to be using some of these simple sprinkles along with some crushed candy canes. Once you have your candy canes crushed, you'll then proceed to top your cookies with your toppings. Look at those crushed candy canes, don't they look delicious? I love how both of these turned out. I especially love the sprinkles because they're so colorful. And then here they are after they've been refrigerated. They look so delicious. Now we're moving on to DIY number 2. For DIY number 2, we're going to be working with some graham crackers, some mint fudge flavored baking chunks, along with a cookie sheet, some parchment paper, and a microwave safe bowl. We start by melting our chocolate. Once we have our chocolate melted, we line our baking sheet with some parchment paper. We're going to take our pieces of graham cracker squares. What we did is we took the graham crackers and broke them in half, and we're going to cover each square in chocolate. And then lay them out on our parchment paper. And once I had all my graham crackers covered, I then chilled them in the refrigerator. Now that our graham crackers have chilled, we are going to melt some of these white chocolate chips. once we have our white chocolate melted, we'll now just dip the corners of our graham cracker squares into the white chocolate. I think these look so festive and fun. They just look like snow on the edge of the little graham cracker. Once we have that done and it's still soft, we're going to take some of our crushed candy cane and sprinkle it onto the white chocolate. Then we'll set those in the refrigerator to chill. And once they've chilled, you have these delicious little graham crackers. These, I have to say, were my favorite, but I do love mint. Now we're moving on to DIY number 3. For this DIY, we're going to be working with the golden Oreos. I also have some other supplies, but the main one is going to be some white chocolate chips, some food coloring, and these are just extra, these Jet Puff marshmallows, which I ended up not using, but they're so cute anyway. We start by melting our white chocolate. Once we have it melted, we're going to dip half of our golden Oreo into the chocolate. Now, I made 2 types of these cookies. One of them's kind of a viral cookie that, I don't know if it's worth the effort, if I'm being quite honest, and you'll see which one I'm talking about. I only made 2 of them, if that tells you anything. Once I have all of my Oreos dipped in the white chocolate, I'm now going to add some red food dye or coloring and turn it what I thought would be red, but it was only pink. And for some odd reason, the more dye I added, it seized up my chocolate every time. So if you have a tip for that, please let me know, because it was just puzzling me. Then once we have our red food dye mixed in, we're going to then dip the other half of our Oreos into the pink chocolate. Now this one is the viral one that I'm trying to recreate, and I don't know, it was a little more difficult than I had anticipated. But you're just going to dip half of it, or maybe a third of it, into the pink chocolate and leave a little strip of the golden Oreo between the white chocolate and the pink/red chocolate. And then I covered all 4 of them completely, making them half and half, white and pink. Once I got that done, I took a toothpick and I just ran it down the center line of each of the Oreos, just to make a little festive design. And for those other 2 Oreos, I'm going to make them into little Santa faces. I'm going to be using some white chocolate chips for his little pom-pom on his hat, and then some black icing to make his little face and mouth. And then I chilled them in the refrigerator. I think they came out adorable, even though they were a little labor intensive, but I think they came out cute anyway. And then here they are after they've been chilled. They look so festive. Now moving on to DIY number 4 and a little bonus DIY. For this DIY, we're going to be working with some little mini pretzel twists, along with some white chocolate and some food coloring. But I ended up not using the food coloring just because of the experience I had with the red food dye. We start by lining our cookie sheet with our parchment paper and melting our chocolate. Our next step is going to be taking our mini pretzel twists and dipping the bottom of them in the white chocolate. And after we've dipped them, we're going to lay them out in a circle formation. Once we have our first circle down, we'll then start piling them on top of the other circle, just dipping them and then stacking them on top of our other pretzels. And once we have our pretzels all stacked up, we'll then decorate them. Now I'm just going to be using plain old colorful sprinkles on mine, but you could use some green, like I guess what do they call it, the sanding sugar. You could use some of that, or you could add the green food dye or food coloring to your white chocolate. For me, the red didn't turn out so good, so I decided to just go with the sprinkles. Now I couldn't find any candy to make little bows for my pretzel wreaths, so I decided to try and make some out of chocolate covered pretzels. I think the best option would probably be cut down fruit strips. So I might go and look for those because I'm going to be bringing these to a party that I'm going to over the weekend, and I think they'll be a big hit, but I definitely need something to make those bows. Now here is the bonus. We're going to take some of these vanilla cream wafers and dip them into the leftover chocolate and then add some of those beautiful, colorful sprinkles. These and the mint-covered graham crackers were my absolute favorite, I must say. And look at how simple they are. And then here we are with our finished cookies. I think they look so adorable, and they were delicious. Well, that wraps it up for these delicious sweet treats. I hope it inspires you to make some for yourself this weekend, or maybe for a party you're going to. Well, until next time, make sure and keep it crafty.